Yeah, to me, Gambit is one of those movies that just came out of nowhere. Like, they were always talking about doing it, but I'm like, they're never going to do a Gambit movie. They're not even doing Deadpool yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when's that being released again? 2016, right?
Yeah, it's October. Here's the weird thing. In 2016, the year of Batman v Superman and Captain America Civil War, Fox is putting out more movies than Warner Brothers and Marvel Studios.
Yeah, that's right.
That is, I mean, it's just impressive. It shows that they're dedicated, you know.
Yeah,
And I liked it.
I mean, I was really surprised that they have they decided to release Deadpool in February, like considering it just like got noticed about like a few months ago.
Yeah,
Like that's less than 2 years. But I mean, I guess they already had the script and the director, so it's not that bad, and they're already shooting it.
I love that they're not trying to turn this into like a huge summer blockbuster.
Yeah,
I love that because one of the things, there's not very many good things you can say about Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, but one thing I really loved about it was their choice of release date. It's a Ghost Rider movie.
Was that released again?
It was in February. I think it was released in February, and it was it's one of those things where it's like it's a Ghost Rider movie. We're not gonna try and like hype this up to. I mean, not that Ghost Rider isn't as good a character as say Captain America. They're both awesome in their own ways, but I love seeing them trying to space out comic book movies. Like, it was nice to see them go, we've got The Dark Knight Rises, The Amazing Spider-Man, and The Avengers. We're not going to try and put Ghost Rider in there with that. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna keep Ghost Rider out of it.
I forgot that came out in 2012.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have forgotten that it even came out at all.
Yeah,
But,
for good reason.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with that movie because it's just insane. But
I mean, you can say that about any Nicolas Cage movie.
yeah, hey, I've seen The Wicker Man. That is one fun watch. I'm fun watch if you are a fan of terrible movies, but
or drunk.
Yeah. Okay, we're already off camera. But yeah, like I was saying, Deadpool. It's nice to see. Like, think about it. We're getting Batman v Superman, Captain America: Civil War. We're getting, like, Doctor Strange comes out that year, I believe. We're getting Suicide Squad, you know? And it's and X-Men Apocalypse, which obviously the big three movies of the summer are going to be Captain America: Civil War, Batman v Superman, and X-Men Apocalypse. Because that's the three studios going head-to-head.
Although, isn't a Star Wars spinoff coming out that year, too?
I think it comes out later that year.
Oh, okay.
It comes out.
Okay, because
it's Gareth Edwards, right?
Yeah. Gareth Edwards, Godzilla director.
Yeah, he's doing the Star Wars spinoff, Rogue One, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
That's
gonna be real. Because Godzilla, I know a lot of people had issues with that movie. I loved it. I thought it was perfectly I thought it was so well done and perfectly.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Look, the sequel is going to blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
Because you got King Ghidorah, Rodan,
yeah, you actually have
Mothra.
interesting things to fight, which I felt was the flaw in Godzilla. I didn't care about the things he was fighting. Who cares?
Godzilla was
it the Mutos?
Yeah. Godzilla was Godzilla reboot was like Man of Steel. And I'm not saying that Michael Shannon wasn't an interesting villain. He's one of the best parts of that movie. But it's one of those ones. Man of Steel was like, all right, we're going to reintroduce him to you, and then we're going to get to the big stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, we're going to do Man of Steel, and then we'll get to the DC Cinematic Universe. We got it. That's like Godzilla. We're like, we got to get Godzilla in a good light in the public eye again, and then we'll do Mothra and Rodan and King Ghidorah, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Fingers crossed for a King Kong movie versus Godzilla movie. Fingers crossed. They're doing that Skull Island. Please let that be a reboot. I think they're owned by the same company. Please let that be a reboot. Yeah. Have King Kong and Godzilla go head-to-head in Godzilla 3. That would be amazing. That'd be amazing. But that's just... Oh my God. We're on a tangent again.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's a podcast. They're a tangent.
Anyways?
Yeah. People have probably already clicked off by now. But if you haven't...
at all.
Yeah. If you haven't and you're still listening, thank you. We appreciate your support. Back to Deadpool, though.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those movies where it's gonna go down as one of the best comic book movies, even if it isn't necessarily the best.
I think it's gonna go down in the way Dread has gone down.
Yeah, like obviously,
although I hope
Dread is amazing. We're not saying that Dread isn't good, and we're not saying that Deadpool isn't gonna be good, but it's one of those ones where it's gonna be so vastly different from what we've got before that it's automatically gonna get into the Hall of Fame just for trying something new.
Yeah,
like Dread. Boy, that needs to have a sequel. That will never happen.
No,
that's
I wish
never.
it would.
It should happen. I mean, I don't care if the budget was $5. I just want to see Carl Urban as Dredd again. That was an amazing movie.
Yeah.
But of course, like if I was the filmmaker behind Dredd 2, that's a ton of pressure because you got to follow up Dredd, and this is one of those like fan supported movies.
Yeah, but
so
I mean, if it happened, it would probably be Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's gonna be so. Yeah, well, you know what? For the longest time, it looked like Clerks 3 was never gonna happen. Then it happened. So you never know. Dredd could totally still. Dredd 2 could totally still happen. I'm not holding my breath for it, but I really hope it happens.
Yeah, just like Constantine is gonna have a second season, but
that will not get a second season. And if it does, I called it. If it does get a second season, I called it, even though I didn't. Whatever. But it's one of those ones where I don't think it can't possibly cost that much to make because there's no real well-known people in it. There aren't a ton of special effects. Like it can't cost that much to make.
No, I think
others.
the first one cost like was it 70 million maybe?
Wow.
I forget.
That's a lot.
I'm probably mixing this up, but I think it was 40 to 70 million.
That's a lot of money to pump into a show that you're going to put on Fridays at 10.
Oh no, I'm talking about Dredd right now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Constantine.
Oh, yeah, they don't spend that on the big shows.
Oh no, Dredd, yeah, Dredd. That's low budget compared to other movies, but you could tell the work put into it.
Yeah, yeah.
But Deadpool, do you think they're planning sequels to that already? I would hope so.
Most likely, they do all that crap. And I think the thing with why Deadpool, this movie's obviously just like filled by the fans. Like, I'm surprised that it's maybe. I mean, I'm surprised they're making it like this comic accurate. But I'm surprised they're.
Is there any other way to do Deadpool though?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like with all the. Like they didn't even really seem to have plans for a Deadpool movie, even back 2 years ago, maybe even it was only like a year ago when Deadpool was just everywhere on the internet. Like you couldn't turn any place.
So many memes.
Yeah, so many
memes.
I got tired of it for a little bit, honestly.
But you can never get tired of Deadpool. Well, actually, you can get really tired of Deadpool really fast, but you can never be permanently tired of Deadpool.
Yeah.
You're always going to go back and be, even if it takes 6 months to a year for you to get interested again, you'll be sitting there someday going, you know what, I think I might want to read a Deadpool comic again, Because he's what the comic industry needs, which is like a good look at itself. You know what he is? He's the South Park of comics. It's a good look at some of the flaws of the industry and just taking swings at it, just making fun of them. You know what I mean? It's what like I said, it's the South Park of comics. It looks at all the stuff that's completely ridiculous and it just heightens it up to a 10 and just makes fun of it.
Yeah.
That's what I hope the movie is. I don't care what they have. I don't care what jokes they have in the movie as long as they make fun of. And again, I'm not putting down Bryan Singer. Days of Future Past was amazing, but I hope they make fun of the fact that the X-Men do not wear costumes. That would be amazing. Like, how awesome would that be if, Wade Wilson, it's all scarred up, right? He hasn't really put on the Deadpool suit yet, but he's, breaking the fourth wall and stuff. You know what I mean? He's insane, but he hasn't put on the Deadpool suit yet. We've seen photos of Ryan Reynolds with the scarred face and stuff. He's insane. He's talking through the fourth wall. That'd be hilarious if he goes, I need a look, and then he's, wearing one of the X-Men suits from, if not Days of Future Past, the first X-Men movies, and he just goes, what is this, 2000? You know what I mean? How amazing would that be? just taking jabs at...
Wearing the dumb future glasses that Cyclops wore at the end of X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yeah, or,
Although when I watched it, it didn't strike me as being super dumb and while I was watching it, but seeing like it afterwards, I'm like, wow, that was dumb.
I have not noticed it, but now I'm not going to be able to not notice it now that you've mentioned it. But yeah, do you think they're going to make fun of his X-Men Origins Wolverine appearance?
They probably will.
They're either going to massacre the hell out of that, or they will not mention it at all.
Yeah, I hope they make fun of it.
You know what? If before that whole interview April Fool's joke, you would have asked me that question, I would have said no, probably not, because
kids will see it.
Well, also, let's be honest, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Fox still makes money off of that from DVDs and stuff. Even though it's universally hated, that's still a money-making movie for them from DVDs and television rights.
I guess.
I'm just saying, like, they still make money off of it from DVD sales and television rights, so they probably don't want to be like, oh, we don't want to put out a movie from that we, released relatively.
Yeah, even though everybody involved with that movie says it sucks.
Even Hugh Jackman is like, well, it was. I mean, he doesn't come out and say it sucks, but he goes like, oh, for better or worse, there were mutants. I love that he has to say for better or worse when we all clearly know it was for the worse, that there were so many mutants in there. But I now after that whole April Fool's prank where they're like, oh, it's not going to be rated R, and then they're like, of course it's going to be rated R. I think they're going to make fun of it. Like, they're pretty self-aware, like, that people hate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they even mentioned it in that interview, remember? He goes like, oh, this is a Deadpool from Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Ryan Reynolds goes, this is not Deadpool from Wolverine, you know? And you're like, well, I'm glad they're at least acknowledging it a little bit.
Yeah, what do you think of Wade Wilson's face, how that looks?
It's not totally scarred up like the comics, but if they did do it like the comics, it'd look exactly like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
So they can't. It looks fine to me.
Yeah, perfect. I'm fine with it. I mean, I realize that they need to have their big actor like actually, look like himself in a movie, like actually be able to where people see him, like, oh yeah, it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, but to be fair, also this is a lower budget movie, so they can do more of what they want.
Although, do all of Ryan Reynolds' movies make all that much money?
I don't know.
R.I.P.D. was a flop.
That was more than a flop. That was something you could torture somebody with. That was bad. I mean, the trailers were...
Oh, my God.
You could torture somebody with the trailers. Oh, and then Green Lantern. While Green Lantern is not as bad as everyone says, it's no Spawn. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... It's no... I'd say it's better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Well, I think a lot of people can say.
I could take,
say that.
I could take pretty much any movie, and it's better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
But Green Lantern is one of those ones where it falls into like the Spider-Man 3 category or like the Daredevil category, where you're like, well, it's not great, but it's not like a bad. You know what I mean? Like, it might be a bad adaptation of the character and a bad representation of them, but it's not like a bad movie.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that one too. I don't remember a lot from it.
Green Lantern, it's like one of those ones, like if they made a sequel, I'd be like, well, they could definitely improve. You know what it is? It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014. I had enough fun with it that I am willing to let it become a franchise.
Yeah,
not that Green Lantern's going to become a franchise, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, the problem with the Green Lantern movie, though, is I think people had their expectations too high, because, I mean, they had Marty Campbell, right?
Yeah.
From Casino Royale doing that.
Doing some Zorro movies, too.
Is that it?
Yeah, he's done some I think he's done some Zorro movies.
Are those, like, do people like those?
I think people kind of enjoy them.
All right. But, yeah, Casino Royale, pretty awesome movie. So, like, oh, they're going into this movie thinking, like, oh, this will be awesome.
And it wasn't.
Although, we should stop talking about Green Lantern because it sounds like we just came out from 2011.
Yeah, we're actually we're recording this in 2011 right now. No, actually not. But so that was the first episode of those two comic book guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe and email us. I'll put the email is in my bio on YouTube, but I'll put the email in the description. Email us with suggestions for what you'd like to see us talk about, and help spread the word through Twitter and Instagram, and just subscribing on YouTube. Thanks for listening, and
hope you enjoyed.
Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.